Hello world, on today's Delicious Steak, the last ever episode of Delicious Steak. So in last week's Delicious Steak, I promised that this week's Delicious Steak would be a conversation about competition versus community on YouTube these days. But as I've been thinking about it over the course of the last 7 days, I've realized that I can sum up my thoughts on that front in just a couple of sentences. Some people YouTube strictly as a hobby, some people YouTube strictly to make money, and some people are lucky enough to have both at the same time. And YouTube is big enough at this point for all different schools of thought to coexist amicably. So there's that. I'm going to spend the rest of this video explaining which school of thought I aspire to belong to and why, and a good place to start is with the fact that I left Revision 3 last week. Now I want to be absolutely clear that I have absolutely nothing against them as a company. I genuinely believe that they are the best in the business at what they do, but what they do is just not a fit with what I want to do on YouTube right now. Revision 3 are very good at monetizing shows through direct advertiser integrations, so they're a great fit for, Epic Mealtime, the Philip DeFranco show, but I've been racking my brain about this for a long time, and I have decided that I don't want what I'm doing with my personal YouTube channel to be a show anymore. Revision 3 have had the best of intentions. They've been trying to help me turn this thing that I love into something sustainable the way that they best know how. But the way that they best know how has over time undercut the entire reason I fell in love with this in the first place. My channel, PogoBat, started when I was 16 years old just as my personal profile on YouTube, in much the same way that I had a personal profile on Facebook and MySpace at that point. It was just a natural extension of my social network where I could be a teenager dicking around with silly little videos I made in iMovie. And then, kind of suddenly, it blew up into this thing that no 17-year-old is really prepared for, and since then, the dominant narrative of my life has been this constant wrestling match with ego and audience, and knowing that I have something really amazing at my fingertips, but not knowing how to effectively tap into its amazingness. YouTube started as this space for me to be creative and spontaneous, and then money was injected into the equation, and gradually I drifted away from doing what I thought to be genuinely cool to doing what I thought would make me the most money. Then my audience began to dwindle, and I became entirely dependent on this thing that was entirely my own creation that I no longer thought was cool. That's a recipe for self-loathing, and I've been in a pretty bad place for the last couple of years, honestly. So now that I have a job beyond just PogoBat, now that I'm hosting for Fuse's YouTube channel, and I've put a link below to a couple interviews I've done recently for them that I'm really pretty proud of, check them out if you so desire, it's taken all of the pressure off of this. This no longer has to sustain itself. I can just kind of have fun with it again. So that's what I have decided to do. Delicious Steak is done. As of today. I am not a show, I am a person, and from here on out, PogoBat is just going to be my creative outlet in whatever way I'm feeling creative any given week or month. And I just want to preempt all of the comments that I'm sure I would get if I didn't say what I'm about to say, saying, Dan, stop telling us what you're going to do and just do it. And I mean, guys, I get that. I understand, but I feel like it would be weird to just end Delicious Steak without any sort of explanation, so this is the end, and moving forward, my next video will be me just doing it. Queen to B1, attacking this knight right here. Black to vote for your next move. Click the link in the description.